It's no surprise that I'm a huge fan of Mario games. The words Super Mario are often synonymous with incredible games with fun gameplay, catchy music, and grandiose adventures. Well, most of the time, that is.
No.
While Mario's adventures may be grand, the stories are usually the complete opposite. Peach gets kidnapped and you need to save her, gets really tired after a while, but that's where the many exceptions to this come in. Mario RPGs have always been some of my favorite games in the series. Nearly every single one of them offers a unique twist on the RPG formula, an incredible cast of characters, quirky dialogue that never fails to get a chuckle out of me, amazing music often composed by the goddess herself, Yoko Shimomura, and they give personalities to many Mario characters who just felt so bare bones and lifeless before. The stories of these games are incredible too, and that's really saying something for the Mario series. From restoring a world destroyed by chaos to journeying inside of Bowser, they're definitely things you wouldn't expect from a Mario game. But enough talk, it's time for me to tell you my favorites. Super Paper Mario is a game that I never got when it first came out, and I am so sad that I missed out on it way back when. A lot of people don't enjoy this game very much since it was the first game to mark the shift from traditional Paper Mario to vastly different styles, but that didn't turn me off from the game in the slightest. The game starts out with a wedding between Bowser and Peach. Obviously Mario comes to stop it, and all hell breaks loose. And seriously, don't let the cheery music and colorful graphics fool you, this game gets dark. The plot of Super Paper Mario is probably the best story of any Mario RPG. It's dark, it handles some surprisingly mature themes, and it tugs at your heartstrings, especially near the end. The gameplay is very much unlike a traditional RPG, and very much unlike the previous games in the Paper Mario series. Super Paper Mario kind of amalgamates classic Super Mario Bros. Platforming with other RPG elements. Of course, you can still level up your characters, but fights are played entirely by platforming and using various abilities of the four playable characters, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser. Super Paper Mario was also the game that introduced Luigi's bad side, Mr. L. And let me tell you, Luigi is one of the greatest villains in history just due to how funny it is to see him in this role. Unsurprisingly for Paper Mario, the music is incredible and really fits the mood of each scene in the game. This game gets legitimately scary at times too. I had actual nightmares thanks to a few different scenes in the game. There's a boss battle with a character named Mimi who can turn into, this thing. Yeah, needless to say, I didn't like that very much. The other scene dives a bit into spoiler territory, so I won't go there. Super Paper Mario is a game that I will never forget. The catchy music, the emotional plot, the fun gameplay, it's just a great game all around. The Mario & Luigi series is one of the best twists on the RPG genre that I've ever played. Rather than focusing on a single playable character, this series puts its focus on the Mario Brothers, which is obvious considering the name. By mapping the brothers' controls to a single button, A for Mario, B for Luigi, it's not only simple and intuitive, but all around interesting and fun. Superstar Saga was the first game to employ this concept, and man did it do it well. Timed hits, which first debuted in Super Mario RPG way back in 1996, are back here in Superstar Saga, but not in the same way. In Super Mario RPG, battles were much more static, making some timed hits a bit trickier. In Superstar Saga, however, battles are much more dynamic. I mean, in a single battle, Mario and Luigi are always jumping all over the place, whacking things with their hammer, using each other as weapons, just a normal day in the Mushroom Kingdom. This also makes the timed hits a lot easier and a lot more satisfying to pull off, as you can actually see Mario and Luigi bouncing off of enemies. Where a traditional RPG has spells, Superstar Saga has Bros attacks, which have Mario and Luigi working together to do massive damage to enemies. The plot of Superstar Saga isn't my favorite, but it's still a lighthearted story with tons of laughs, fun character interactions, and lots of great Luigi moments. Superstar Saga was one of the first games to really flesh out Luigi and make him more than just Green Mario, even if Bowser still likes to call him that. Not to mention, Superstar Saga saw the introduction of one of my all-time favorite Mario villains, Fawful. The I have chortles guy. Superstar Saga's music was composed by Yoko Shimomura, who also composed Super Mario RPG. While I don't think Superstar Saga's soundtrack overtakes Super Mario RPGs by any stretch of the imagination, God is it good. The battle themes, the ending theme, Popple's theme, and the main theme are just a few of my favorites. Superstar Saga is a great game and a great start to the Mario & Luigi series, but it's not my favorite. What is my favorite Mario & Luigi game? You'll just have to wait and find out. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door was one of my first GameCube games, and I spent hours playing it. If you find someone who says that they love Paper Mario, this game is no doubt their favorite of the series. And come on, there's no possible way you could blame them. Thousand Year Door is basically what anyone would want in a sequel. The first Paper Mario was a great game, and Thousand Year Door expands on everything that made it good. It's longer, the story has been cranked to 11, there's new partners, more badges, more enemies, sections where you can play as Bowser, sections where you can play as Peach, a whole other story in a far-off land as told by Luigi. They better make this into an actual game someday, I swear to God. So much polish, so many great moments, just everything about this game is awesome. I'm someone who doesn't hate Sticker Star and thinks that Color Splash was a really good game, and even I agree that Thousand Year Door is the perfect Paper Mario. The game follows a similar style to other Mario RPGs with action commands. Action commands can be anything from spamming the R button, flicking the control stick, pressing buttons in a sequence, and many more. The various partners in the game each have their own set of attacks and abilities, leading to a lot of strategy in battles. Thousand Year Door is set up in a chapter-based format, with each chapter having vastly different unique locales to go with them. A town full of criminals, a forest of tiny creatures at war with mosquito things, a pro wrestling arena, and even a train. Thousand Year Door's original characters are some of my favorite Mario characters in general. From Koops, the shy and awkward Koopa who just wants to be strong for his girlfriend, Vivian, a being from the shadows who might be a little too interested in Mario, and so many actually interesting variations of Toads that really fill out the cast and make this world feel lived in. As I said before, Thousand Year Door is the perfect Paper Mario experience. Amazing bosses, characters, music, locales, just everything about it is great. If you've been a subscriber here for a while, it's probably a surprise that this game isn't actually number 1. Super Mario RPG was the very first RPG that I ever played, so it holds a very special place in my heart. If it wasn't for Mario RPG, I would never have gotten into series like Final Fantasy, Xenoblade, Bravely, the list goes on, but basically all I'm trying to say is that Mario RPG really helped to shape my tastes in video games. Being the original, you would think that Super Mario RPG would feel dated in some way, but it doesn't in the slightest. The combat, the comedy, the graphics, everything about it would fit right in with the games of today. The timed hit system is an easy-to-learn, hard-to-master type of deal with many different button patterns for various attacks. Each party member's normal attacks are very straightforward, while moves like Mario's Fireball, for example, have a very specific pattern to maximize the damage done. Other than that, the battle system is the normal RPG fare with some minor refinements to make things feel a bit more satisfying. Super Mario RPG also has Geno, so that alone makes it great. There's not much I've said about Mario RPG that I haven't already said in previous videos, so I'll just use the remainder of this segment to tell you about Operation Starfall, an ongoing campaign to bring Super Mario RPG back into not only the public eye, but the eyes of Nintendo and Square. The ultimate goal is to bring back Geno and Mallow to join their friends once again in any form, really. Whether that be RPG mainstays, guests in Mario spin-off games, basically whatever we can get. You can help out this cause by visiting the thread on Smashboards, joining the Discord, and of course, signing the petition. Let's bring these legacy characters back into the limelight. Bowser's Inside Story. Holy crap, where do I even begin with this game? Superstar Saga is great, don't get me wrong, but Bowser's Inside Story takes it to an entire new level. Basically everything that I said about battles in Superstar Saga returns, the only difference being it's a bit more flashy in the visual department. The thing that makes Bowser's Inside Story's combat that much better is just how refined everything is. Every hit feels more satisfying, every animation is extremely polished, and the story does a very rare thing for a Mario game, which I'll get into a little later. The main draw of Bowser's Inside Story is the fact that you can, of course, play as the Mario Brothers, but you can also play as Bowser. The main difference of Mario and Luigi's kit is brand new Bros attacks, which I find to be the best in the series. Playing as Bowser is a whole different story, however. Bowser attacks by using punches, flames, and, the suck. While Mario and Luigi's gameplay focuses more on platforming in the various areas of Bowser's body, Bowser is what you'd expect from Mario and Luigi with one exception. Bowser's not much of a jumper. Usually to get past obstacles, you have to either punch them or light them on fire. I really like Bowser's style here. Bowser's equivalent to Bros attacks, Brawl attacks, have anything from flaming an army of Goombas, having Shy Guy slingshot you, cleaning a block dog thing, and tons more utilizing Bowser's many minions. And while Mario and Luigi's Bros attacks focus on timed button presses, Brawl attacks use the touchscreen. There are sections of the game where Bowser turns giant to fight bigger enemies. One of my favorite fights in the game is when you beat the crap out of Bowser's own castle. The plot of Bowser's Inside Story is just as wacky as other Mario and Luigi games, with a brooding theme of despair throughout everything. Remember this guy? Well, he's back, and this time he's got a plan to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. And it actually works. He gives many of the toads the blorbs with blorb mushrooms. And, okay, if the blorbs was a known disease in the Mushroom Kingdom, why the hell did the toads think that eating these blorb mushrooms would be a good idea? I mean, it has blorb right in the name of it, so obviously they had to expect this to happen if they were just buying random mushrooms from some guy in the forest, eating them, and then turning into this. But you know what? Whatever. Screw that. That's nothing. He gives Bowser a special mushroom, which gives him the ability to, suck, where he goes to Peach's castle and sucks up everyone. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toadsworth, rest in peace, all the toads in the castle, it's a mess. Mario and Luigi have to jumpstart him from inside his body for him to wake up and realize he was dropped in some cave. Bowser learns that Fawful is trying to take over his castle, and that's where the adventure truly begins. The environments in Bowser's Inside Story aren't nearly as varied as other Mario RPGs, but the areas that are there are still extremely memorable. From Plaque Beach, a beach littered with giant rotting teeth, Bumpy Plains, which is one of my favorite grass areas in any video game, simply because of the incredible music that you're hearing right now, in fact. Even Toad Town and Bowser's Castle are memorable areas in their own right. Now it's time for me to finally talk about the music. The OST of Bowser's Inside Story is the only Mario RPG soundtrack to surpass Legend of the Seven Stars in my eyes. The aforementioned Grasslands All the Way, Fawful's theme, Cavi Cape, To a New Adventure, the title screen, which they replaced in the remake, which makes no sense to me, and of course in the final, which is the best final boss theme in Mario history. As cheesy and amazing as Break Free Lead the Way from Super Mario Odyssey is, In the Final just gives off the feeling of everything that's at stake when fighting the final boss. Bowser's Inside Story is in my eyes the best Mario RPG, but I'd like to know what you think. What's your favorite Mario RPG? Let me know down in the comments, and like usual, thank you for watching.